What's going on, everybody? It's Aurora coming at you with a brand new video, and tonight we got some more stuff revealed for Duelist Advance, I think the name of the set is, and that is 3 new support cards for Super Quantum. So Super Quantum is actually a deck that I covered in one of my Sleeper Sunday episodes. In fact, it was one of like the earlier ones, I believe. And that deck was actually really fun and much more competent than I expected, as long as you draw like the right hand, quote unquote, and by that I mean basically access to the level 1. And I believe they have a new level 1, which makes it a lot more interesting, because a lot of their good stuff revolves around the current one. So if they get another one, that makes it even better, because you have multiple effects that revolve around one guy being able to have a second guy. If that's like actually good, then this could shape up to be really good support for a deck that has a really solid base work and that really wants extra help to basically do what it's supposed to do, and that is climb into the Megazord Super Quantal Great Magnus, which is still, to this day, one of the funniest cards in the game. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with said new level 1, this is Super Quantal Fairy Zatan? I don't know, something like that. So I'm pretty sure these are based on like the Dark Rangers, which might have been a thing in Power Rangers. I'm not caught up on my Power Rangers lore. Have to ask my friend about that. He's all about Super Sentai kind of stuff. But Super Quantal Fairy Zatan is a dark zombie instead of a fairy. It is a level 1 with 0 attack and defense, and you can only use each effect once per turn. If it's in your hand and you control a Super Quant monster other than Fairy Zatan, you can special it, and then you can make its level become the level of 1 Super Quant monster you control. You can also tribute this card and send 1 Super Quant card from your deck to the graveyard, except a dark monster, to special a Super Quant from your deck, except Zatan. Wow, okay, so this card right off the bat is just incredible. So either you can basically get a free Xyz monster out on the board by summoning this and then copying the level of a different Super Quant, and sometimes it is a bit annoying when you have to like hard make one of the Xyz in this deck. You usually have to like hard make one of them and then cheat out the others with your field spell. And so being able to do that can be really helpful, but if you're missing a very key monster directly from your deck and you want to get more advantage off of that, you can also instead tribute it and dump a Super Quant card from deck to grave to tag out into a Super Quant. And I don't think you understand, if you don't know this deck, how important that is, because all of them have effects not only on summon, or at least on field, but also when they're sent to the graveyard from anywhere. So being able to be a foolish for cost and being able to tag out into a name from deck is kind of massive. Yeah, easily an insane card. Might actually be better than the original Fairy Alphon. Next up, it looks like they have a new layer in the lineup, that being Super Quantum Black Layer. It's a dark zombie level 7 with 2400 attack and defense. You can only use each effect once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can discard one other card if you do special this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon 1 Super Quantal Mech Beast Xyz monster from your extra deck by using this card you control as material, treat it as an Xyz summon, and if you do, attach a Super Quant monster from your graveyard to it as additional material, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Super Quant spell from your deck to your hand. Holy shit, okay. So again, keep in mind, all of them have effects when they hit the graveyard. You can just use this to discard one of your other names, maybe one that you want to get the Xyz out for, and then special this to your field, trigger Chainlink 1 whatever graveyard effect you have, and then Chainlink 2 Black Layer, tag out into the Xyz monster that mentions the thing you just discarded, and then attach that thing you just discarded directly to it, which makes its effect live as a quick effect. And all of them have like removal and stuff like that. One's like a Spell or Trap pop, one I believe books a monster, one's probably I think is a pop or something like that. They have a few different things they can use as a disruption, and this is really cool because you can use on the opponent's turn, of course, I guess on their turn 0 if you really want to start doing stuff early, but you can also use this in basically response to a hand trap on your turn. And this deck can definitely do things on its own in its current state, but can kind of struggle through hand traps at times. So being able to not like hard punish your opponent, but be able to benefit off of your opponent trying to stop you and able to push a little bit further is really nice. Just like the level 5, rank 5 deck that we revealed the other night, K9. And then the graveyard effect is, again, really good. You can dump this off of Zatan or one of the many other ways to dump a thing in this deck, and add any Super Quant spell. I don't remember much other than the field spell being good, so I'm hoping this new one that they got is good, because their final card in this support is Layer 19, Preventing the Invasion, the Pitch Black Super Quantum. So basically, it's the title of an episode. And is this... if this translation goes through, would this become the longest card name in the game? Because I think this is longer than Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Thunder King. I don't know, that's crazy. Alright, but it's a quick play spell that says activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once per turn. So kind of like the new Yummy card that actually got revealed earlier today, where it's a quick play with 3 different effects, and the card itself isn't a hard once per turn, but each effect is. Target 1 attack position monster and change it to defense position. If you control a Super Quant monster, special summon a Super Quant monster from your deck in defense position with a different original attribute from the monsters you control, or set 1 Super Quant trap from your deck, and it can be activated this turn. So not gonna lie, the first effect is kind of poo-poo, terrible, booty ass, literally just worse. Mecha Beast Ouroboros, the green one of the Exceed monsters. There's no real reason for that, in my opinion. The second effect is, of course, really good. Again, most of them effects on field or on summon, so you can immediately get value out of that. But the set 1 Super Quant trap in your deck is actually more insane than I thought, because I'll admit, Mech Sword Magna Slayer is also kind of bad, but Super Quantal Union Magna Formation is a continuous trap that says your opponent cannot target Super Quant cards in the field with card effects during your main phase 1, and you can target 1 Super Quant Xyz you control and attach 1 other face-up monster you control to as material. Second effect doesn't matter, but the first effect is really huge, especially as we're currently in a format where cards like Valor are really good, especially because like Blue Eyes, being able to search it. So a lot of targeting, not only like negation, but also just like disruption and stuff, things like Ryzeal as well. Being able to have this and kind of force your opponent to play around it is kind of crazy, being able to just immediately activate it. I'm not sure I agree with that being okay, but keeps up in line with the rest of the support being crazy, which brings me to, what do I think about this support? I think this is kind of wild. I mean, not a single one of these cards is bad. Like, all of these are kind of crazy, especially the monsters. Black Lair lets you play on turn 0, which we've seen so many turn 0 cards lately. I mean, I know people liked it because of Havness, but wow, like just a lot of things to be doing on turn 0. And then Zayton just giving you an extra level 1 name to get off of a lot of your effects and to give you a lot more value to extend or even just start. 1-for-1 stonks are through the roof right now. And then this just kind of giving you blanket targeting protection or a straight up E-Telly, and not even being like a hard once per turn, like 1 copy, is just bonkers. I can genuinely see these cards potentially tiering Super Quant. Even if they're not making Magnus, they can just kind of sit on a bunch of other really decent disruptions or become an okay Xyz spam strategy. But I don't know, I guess that's just my opinion. Let me know in your comments below, because that's gonna do it for the video. If you liked it, please leave a like, as I'll split this video and the channel into the YouTube recommended and if there's content or like the rest of my review series, then perhaps consider subscribing and turning notifications if you haven't already, because it supports your channel more than anything else, and it's absolutely free. Also, for me financially, getting some awesome perks in the process. Check out my Patreon down below to see what you can get from my $1 and $5 tiers. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.